In this week's video, I'm going to show you how some friends and I filmed our own Doctor Strange fight scene in 4 hours. Hey guys, Cameron here. Welcome back to Cam's Corner. Ever since watching the first Doctor Strange movie in 2016, I've always wanted to make my own Doctor Strange inspired magic fight scene. And a few weeks ago, some friends and I teamed up to make that goal a reality. After making some bigger scope short films, including currently being deep in pre-production on my biggest short film ever, filming in December, I wanted to go back to my roots and just film a fun YouTube video with some friends in a few hours. I hit up my friends Selwyn, Kevin, and John, who are all professional stunt performers. Unfortunately, they were all excited to hop on board. Part 1, brainstorming. So, I knew to do a Doctor Strange fight scene, I wanted to incorporate several different Doctor Strange abilities. Doctor Strange probably has some of the most fun powers in all of Marvel Comics. First off, there's the portals he creates with the sling ring. I knew I had to include a few action beats incorporating portals. Then one of his go-to hand-to-hand combat weapons is an energy lasso he creates, so I knew there were some fun hand-to-hand combat opportunities using that weapon. And then there are his iconic shields. Those seem to be the go-to offensive and defensive weapons all sorcerers go to in the Marvel Universe. Then, one of his most memorable powers he utilizes in Infinity War against Thanos is his ability to create illusion clones of himself. Tonally, I really wanted the short to be comedic. I had a lot of fun making our Spider-Chan and Jackie Chan fan film earlier this year, and I feel like comedy and action really go well together. And I wanted to make sure we included some fun slapstick comedy moments. Then I made a beat sheet which included all the action beats and story beats I wanted to hit. Part 2, filming. We filmed for about 4 hours on a weekend morning. Shooting went super smoothly because my actors are such professionals. The shoot was really fun. It was kind of like action improv where everybody was pitching ideas. For example, Kevin pitched doing a big wreck against a wall. Kevin brought his own back pad that he can use to protect his back when he did that wreck. As the only non-stunt performer on set, I had a lot of fun watching the actors figure out choreography and rehearse it in real time, and I definitely learned a lot. For locations, we mainly filmed in my apartment's garage, with a few final beats in the courtyard. And if you've watched any of my YouTube videos before, you probably are familiar with those locations. To break down the filming process a little bit, we pretty much filmed everything chronologically. In the stunt world, it's called Hong Kong style, which is sort of how back in the day Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Samuel Hung movies were filmed, which instead of doing sort of several different angles and getting coverage, you would shoot it section by section and you would move on once you finish the shot and it would connect directly into the following shot. So obviously I had the beat sheet that I already pre-planned, but there was a lot of room for improvisation and contribution from the stunt performers, especially the hand-to-hand combat stuff was not planned out and they would brainstorm and rehearse on the spot. We started filming about 9 a.m. and then we wrapped at 1 p.m. And of course, I want to give a huge shout out to my actors, Selwyn, Kevin, and John. They were so much fun to work with, and I'll definitely work with them a lot more on future projects. And I'll put their social media links in the description below, so go follow them and keep up with their work. Part 3, post-production. So first off, there was the visual effects. All of the visual effects were composited in Adobe After Effects. I will be doing a more extensive VFX breakdown video in the future, and just an overview of the VFX I had to do for this video. There were a lot of fun particle simulations I had to do, because if you watch any of the Doctor Strange scenes, there's always particles emanating from any of the weapons he creates or the portals. Then there was compositing pre-made portals into all the shots that required them. I did not create the portals from scratch. Most of them were pre-made elements from different sources, and I'll put the sources in the description below. Then there was match moving the shields so that when Selwyn is fighting Kevin, they would look like they were tracked to his fists. And then there were the energy lassos that the sorcerer would create. Those were mostly created using the Saber plugin from Video Copilot in After Effects. The VFX was the most time-consuming part of the post-production process. But also, the video would not work without the visual effects, especially for a Doctor Strange video. So for sound design, I found a sound effects pack from the video game Marvel vs. Capcom, which had some great Doctor Strange magic sound effects. I also purchased some great portal sound effects from productioncrate.com. And then for all the Foley, like clothes rustling or sort of like swinging fists or punches and kicks and all the sounds for that, I already had those in my sound library from years of making different types of action videos. And also one thing now I make sure to do after we film, I make sure to use an audio recorder to record the actors doing effort sounds. Effort sounds include pretty much all like the grunts and the attack sounds and the getting hurt sounds, so pretty much any of the vocal sounds a person would make that aren't dialogue, especially during a fight scene. And then for music, I found 2 great tracks on epidemicsound.com, which is my go-to music library. I was looking for music that had sort of like a lighthearted comedic tone, but also had sort of a magical element to them. So if you're somebody who's looking for music, I would definitely recommend epidemicsounds.com. They're not a sponsor, it's just a very useful resource. So that's how we made our own Doctor Strange fight scene. You can check out the finished short on my other channel, Cam's Creations. You can click the card right here or check out the link in the description. So that's it for this week's video. Hopefully it was entertaining or educational in some way. And as I mentioned before, I will have a more detailed visual effects breakdown video coming soon. So let me know if there's any specific effect in the video that you want me to break down. That's it for this week's video. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you soon back in Cam's Corner. Bye.